So what has been the best part?
Mm-hmm.
What has been the best part?
Yeah, that's what she said.
What is the best part is that I am in love, and that Knox is such a beautiful person, inside and out. She is extremely humble, and
yeah.
that really makes the relationship a lot easier. I think that's the first thing that came to mind, but there's probably a lot more. Obviously the fact that she's a Christian is not only according to my belief, but like in our lifestyle and the way we look at not only relationships but life, it has made it easier that she is a Christian. So that's really a blessing. And just to know that our relationship is from God, that lays a foundation for you to not like even doubt when there's a difficult situation, or when there's a challenge that's ahead of you. You don't think, now we're fighting, or now we're having this argument, or we're having a discussion, or whatever you want to call it, that it's going to end up in us breaking up or whatever. You know that it's from God, and it actually gives you a lot of hope to work through your differences, and to grow through it. And then when you work through it, you see that it is like that, and it just inspires you so much. So I guess that basically answers the other question concerning how we overcome like challenges, right?
Yeah.
And it's by just spending time with God, sometimes setting out time to not talk, to hear from God. Okay, what are you saying about the relationship? And then still allowing Him to lead us, even though we're finally together and we're dating, but just allowing Him to have His say, and respond, or just follow and obey what He's saying.
Shoo. What was the question?
What has been the best part of your relationship so far?
Sure. I guess there are a lot of things, but I'd have to say having someone to grow with and challenge you, or challenge me. I think even before we were together, we used to like talk about what we would want in a partner, I guess, and we kind of connected like on the fact that we both felt like being in a relationship is about like outdoing one another in love and I guess selflessness and like giving to the other person. So it's cool to like sort of be in a mini competition where you both win because like the challenge is to like outdo the other person and how much you love. I always lose. Like I feel like I'm always losing because Almero is so kind and so loving and really, really patient. I really can't match. I'm trying. I'm in boot camp, kindness boot camp, patience boot camp. but just learning to be kind, to be more selfless, and like it's easy to overlook your weaknesses when you're not in a situation where there's another person who like they directly affect. But actually being in that situation, you see those things easier. And I do think it's like a cool way that you kind of grow as a person. So I think that's one of the best parts, is like continuously growing together and having someone to like keep you accountable to just growing as a person in general. So that's really cool. And then overcoming challenges, I think also goes back to like both of us choosing to be humble, I guess, and to be selfless. And like we've had so many instances where like I've been amazed because I'll do something wrong, and in our discussion about it, like he's always the first one to apologize, because he'll take responsibility for his part, even though in the situation I feel like, okay, this is my mistake, but he's always willing to be humble enough to actually take responsibility and just be selfless, man. And so like when the person that you're with has that attitude, like it allows you guys to work through things, because you know both parties are committed to not being right, not coming out on top, but you're committed to the other person being okay, and then that just makes things easier.
Another question I had is, how have you guys like sort of overcome or continue overcoming long distance relationship or very long?
I can answer that. Honestly, I think I just have a great partner in crime. Because it's obviously difficult for both of us, but because Almero is just really hopeful and positive all the time, I have like bursts of positivity, but he is consistently reminding me to firstly know that like this is God's will. I think when there's meaning behind something difficult, that changes the way you experience it. So knowing that we're not just in a long distance relationship because someone happened to be placed somewhere or whatever, but that actually it's God's plan, and that things are working out this way because this is the way that God feels will be the best for our relationship. So we can actually rejoice in being far apart, even though it sucks in the moment. We can actually like think back and realize, okay, God is with us, and it's for our good that this happened and for His glory. So that's the one thing. The other thing is also like He's always reminding me to actually enjoy the moment, enjoy having this time apart, because there's different challenges that we're going to have when we are in the same place. And right now there's so many things that we can focus on that we won't necessarily have time to do when we are in each other's space. So we can actually, I think He helps me to focus on positive vibes. And that's really helpful when things get tough. Those are two things that for me are super helpful. I don't know about you.
So yeah, I found myself being surprisingly very positive. But it's all because of God. It's like sometimes it's difficult to be a very logical person because you might be like in certain situations with people that aren't, and then because you're very logical they just get more frustrated, and you are logical so you're also kind of frustrated because they're not logical. But in this situation, like random people through my life.
Okay.
But this time it's like God has given me, like He's spoken to me and He told me, okay, like even before she went in Nelspruit, I just knew that it would be God's will wherever she was placed. So He already assured me that this is His will, and then He confirmed the relationship, and He's just been like so involved in the relationship that even when it's hard and I miss her, like I still know it's God's will, and I know that she went to Nelspruit for a reason, so I can't find fault with God's will. So in that way I can't really be upset because I know this is God's will. And something He taught me the other day is that we need to love each other more than we miss each other. So in our missing, we almost generate a love for each other, or a outworking of love to combat, or maybe not even combat the miss, but just still work the relationship for God's will. So I've learned to love her in ways that are available to me. So the long distance, my love language is touch. So I like hugs and stuff, and it's her second one, and her first one is spending time. So both of our love languages are like kind of at a loss, if I can almost put it like that. But we find ways to love each other despite being almost love linguistically disadvantaged. But we found ways to still show each other love, and once again God is just the one that's been teaching us how to do that, and giving, as she said, me the patience, and her just, I guess, also the patience and the humility to work through the situation and still see God glorified, even if it gets hard.